Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? This is your guide, Marcus Tunstall. Thank you for coming to the Beta Project. I appreciate you being here. Today is September 30th. We're almost to the next month. Isn't that crazy? Christmas is coming. And so is Thanksgiving. That's kind of nutty. Today's title is The Wilderness. You can always follow us on Humble and Focus here. And then also, the Beta Project. But listen, this has a little bit of religion built into it. But don't be scared of it, because there's a really important message that I want to get to you in it. So some people, you might be religious who listen. Some people may not, I understand. But please listen all the way through, because it's going to be able to touch everybody's heart, not just, religious people, not just non. So it's going to be able to hit everybody. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, stay with me. You'll enjoy it. Not everything is face. It's a quote. It's not everything is face. Not everything that is face can be changed. But nothing can be changed until it is faced, by James Baldwin. So today's quote, we're going to go ahead and start. Let me bring myself on. Today we're going to talk about when Jesus went into the wilderness. Like, there was a couple things that happened before and after. So we're going to talk about kind of a 3-step, maybe 4-step progression on this. So before Jesus went into the wilderness, for those of you who don't know, Jesus went into the wilderness to basically face, he went and faced his demon, but we'll talk about that in a second. But before he did that, the first thing he did is he got baptized. And why is that important? Is because the baptism is a representation of taking your old life behind and getting a new life started, right? So it's this magic, this piece here, that what happens is you actually start off as this person, and you make a decision, hey, I want to be baptized. And when you get into the water, after you come up from the water, you've washed away your sins, you've washed away all things of you that were bad, and you come up, and boom, now you're starting a new life. You're supposed to represent that new life as being a better life, forgiven and sin and everything else, right? So first thing Jesus did is he got baptized. Now, John the Baptist, John was the one who baptized him, but John was like, wait, hold on, man, you're Jesus. Why am I baptizing you? And Jesus like, hey, I need you to do it because I need my people to know that it's done. So the first thing he did was he got baptized to stop his old life and to start that new life, okay? So after that, that's part one. So he got baptized to start his old life, or stop his old life and start his new. After that, he immediately went into the wilderness. In the wilderness, he was there for 40 days. I didn't realize this because I did a little bit of study on this. I didn't realize when he went into the wilderness, he went in there and he fasted for 40 days. And while he was in the wilderness, he was visited by the devil. And the devil asked him three different things. He said, hey, if you're Jesus, go ahead and make that stone right there into to some food. Jesus like, no, I don't need to do that. And so then he brought him to the top of the mountain, or top of a temple or a building. He's like, hey, if you're Jesus, go ahead and jump off of there, man. The angels ain't gonna let you die. He's like, no, I'm good. And then last, he brought him up to the mountaintop, and he said, hey, I'm gonna give you all this, and I just need you to bow to me. He's like, no, I'm real good on that. So and there's more to it, and obviously there's more words of God in there. But what I want you to think about is this. When Jesus went into the wilderness, what he had to do is, the reason he went into the wilderness, the biggest deal is he went into the wilderness alone. And when I read that, I was like, wow, because, we often don't, when we want to go through something and we're trying to work through something and get to something, we don't go into the wilderness alone. We don't want to be by ourselves, because alone is sadness. So we find other people who are like us and we bring them along. So he went to the wilderness alone, first part. Secondly, what he was doing when he was fasting is he was cleansing his body and he was cleansing his mind. He got away from all the outside influences that were over here by getting away. He got through all the things that he may have been ingesting that weren't good for him when he went over here. He went in there alone. So he didn't have any outside influencing him. It was all him and his demons that he had to face. He was doing this to cleanse his body of what inside and outside, the impurities that were going on. But things, ladies and gentlemen, that we do is that when we need to face something, we try to go with everybody. We try to find people to go with. But ladies and gentlemen, that's not the way it's supposed to be. You need to fight your own battles and your own demons before you bring somebody else who's got the same demons as you, because neither one of you have faced them. But often, remember, we pick friends. Actually, hold on, let me go. I don't want to use that one yet. But I'll start off with the first quote, is that you can't face anything. You can't change anything until it's faced. And so he went there, he's like, I got to change some things about myself, so I need to face these things. And that's when he met the devil in the wilderness. And he, like I said, he fasted for 40 days to make sure that his body was pure and that his mind was pure. He fasted from food, the physical food, but he also fasted from all the outside influence. I think today it would be the TV, it would be the newspaper, it would be negative friends and negative talk. It would be all these different things he would have been fasting from as he went out into the wilderness, right? Because in the wilderness, there's no electricity. There's no, Wi-Fi code. There's no YouTube videos. And there's nobody, if you're going out there by yourself, there's nobody yakking in your ear trying to change your opinion. So that's the second thing he happened. So first thing he did is he got baptized to clean his body, right? So he wanted to start a new life. He made the decision to start a new life, so he got baptized to start a new life. Second thing he did is he went out into the wilderness to cleanse his body and his mind from what he had taken in before, and he did that alone. The third thing he did that was huge for me, and I didn't really catch it until today, and I was reading it, is that after he went and did that and he came back, that's when Jesus got his friends. Jesus went and started finding his disciples, the people that were closest to him, after he cleansed his body and his mind. After he decided, I want a new life, he knew he needed new friends, and he started cleansing his body and his mind, and then he picked those friends. That's when the disciples were picked. So what I want you to think about, ladies and gentlemen, is a couple things. One, you are picking friends when you're in a season that you're not trying to stay in. Then you're going out and you're trying to cleanse yourself, but you're keeping the same old friends and don't understand why you can't get to this next level with the amazing people you're supposed to be with who are representing the life that you want to achieve. All reality, ladies and gentlemen, if you're picking friends before you decide that you want to change a life, and I'm not talking about necessarily getting baptized, I'm talking about deciding that you want a new life and you want something different and new for your life, because I talk about this all the time. If you keep the same old friends and they're not moving, all they are become is dead weight, because they're going to poison you. You go and, so this will be like this. You go out and you got a white shirt and you get some mud on it, right? And what do you first thing you do if you get mud on a shirt? And you wash it. So you wash it, you get it all nice and clean. You try to put it on, all of a sudden you get more mud because you did the same thing over again, right? And eventually that mud is going to turn that white shirt a little dingy. You can't continuously wash out that mud. So if you want to have a clean shirt, you can't go back and play in that same pit that's creating mud, because every time you get in that pit, it creates mud. So what I need you to think about, and what I need you to do, is I need you to remember that you need to make a decision that you want to change your life. Go out and take away all the things in your life, in your body, in your mind that are going to poison you, that are consistently right now poisoning you. And then now you're going to go ahead and start choosing your friends. And if you do it that way, when you get to your friends, ladies and gentlemen, what you'll notice is that those friends are going to be a different caliber of the ones you had before. Now, I'm not saying you can't be associates with them. That's fine. I'm not saying don't love them. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that these friends right here, if they're not willing to step forward with you, you have to leave them behind, because they're not willing to go. They want to stay where they are. They're comfortable. But as you've made a decision to change, hence baptism, to get to the point where now you're fighting your demons so you can become a better man, so you can lead, now you're finding your crew. You're rolling with your crew. And the last thing that Jesus did in this 4-piece is he started preaching after he left here. After he left the piece of being in the wilderness, he started preaching because his mind was anew. He wasn't thinking like the old Jesus. Not to say the old Jesus was bad, but he ain't thinking like the old person he was when he went through the wilderness and he was attacked consistently through his body. He was strong enough to let the will not take him down, and he was strong enough to not let all these things get at him, because the devil was coming at him, hitting him, boom, boom, throwing haymakers. When he got out of this and he moved to the next level, he started preaching because his mind had been cleansed and he was in the right frame of mind to start telling people what to do and start helping them to get to realize what's going on. Are you willing to make, and I'm going to say sacrifice. When I say sacrifice, I mean, are you willing to take and say, I want a new life, and willing to step into fighting your demons alone? Not with your friends, not with these old friends, because you can't, think about it. If you found it here, in this level right here, if you found friends, one, it would weaken what you're trying to do. You're trying to create and change here. If you find new friends right here, what you're going to find is people that are very close to what you were and not people who are close to where you're trying to go. Are you willing to get rid of those friends to get to this friends? And that's why I said the wilderness, because the wilderness is a rugged place. You got to go in there. You got to fight some battles, right? So here's the next quote. When you face your demons, ladies and gentlemen, you realize that you are stronger than them. These are self-inflicted demons. He got to face the devil himself. You've got your own demons that you've self-inflicted, things you've ignored, things you decided you didn't want in your life. But when you face your demons, you realize that you are stronger than them. So you left your life. Now you're fighting your demons. You're facing your demons to become a better person, a better man. If you think that I haven't had to fight some demons, you're out of your mind. Everybody has to fight these demons. Some people succumb. Some people put them back and not deal with them. Some people go head on and smack them in the face. Fight your demons because you're stronger than they are, right? And then the last piece, after you fight your demons and you start preaching, the next thing you need to do, ladies and gentlemen, is find your friends. And you become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose carefully. Imagine if Jesus brought this old friend back, and he brought him back. You know, hey guys, come on, we're good. I went to the wilderness. He's putting that same brand new shirt in that dirty mud. And ladies and gentlemen, the idea behind this is because he picked friends that he wanted to become like, and also at the same time that he wanted them to represent what he's representing. He wasn't picking people that he wanted to just have. Oh, you look cool. I like your shoes. Come, man, let's be friends. Oh, man, you got some really tight gear. Oh, man, you get all the ladies. Oh, man, you get all the fellas. Oh, man, your car's dope. Oh, man, look at your house. Let's be friends. No. He wasn't picking the people that he wanted to roll with based on what they had, but on the quality and the character that he knew that they possessed. And see, the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, look at your friends. Why'd you pick your friends? I mean, I'm very serious about this. You pick your friends because they drink a lot and you like to drink a lot, right? That makes sense, right? Because you're picking 5 people you want to spend the most time with. You're going to be like those people. So why wouldn't you pick somebody who does some of the similar things you do? But once you step outside of that place that you don't want to be anymore, you don't want to drink and party like that anymore. You don't want to sleep around like that anymore. You don't want to do this, that, and the other that anymore. You're going to step outside of that. You're going to have to find new friends, or you're going to have the friends step up with you. It's as simple as that. And so that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I just want you to think about this. Get a new life, and once you make that decision to get a new life, you got to step in and you got to fight some battles on the inside to change yourself. After you get out of that, ladies and gentlemen, start telling people how great it is to be different. And then last but not least, pick those friends that are going to fight with you and be there with you from start to finish. And those are the people right here, the second set of friends, the ones that are going to be closer than you've ever been. Those people are going to help you take you to the next level. Those people are going to help push you. When you start to kind of revert back to who you were, those friends will be like, hey, hold on, that's not who you are now. You're not that guy anymore. Come back. Be grateful if you can find some friends who are going to be able to pull you back out of what you were and put you back into where you want to be. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we're human, man. We're going to fall. We're going to falter. We're going to fall back into old habits. But those friends, finding those friends who won't let you slide backwards is going to take you to the next level. And that's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, and if you notice, ladies and gentlemen, all of this was a matter of inside choices. You decide to be different. You decide that you want to fight your demons inside so you can come out new and fresh and cleanse your body of all. And then you pick your friends. All these are mental choices, and then they became physical choices. That's the way it works. You think it, then you do it. And so I just want you to be the best you can be, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to go into the wilderness and fight. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes you need to be alone. Because the thing is, when you're not alone, you're influenced by who is around you. And alone could be with people, it could be with media, it could be anything. But when you're not alone, you don't give yourself an opportunity to grow. What you do is you give yourself an opportunity to stay the same and give yourself a reason to chill out and not be different, but to be what you were instead of what you want to be. And so I need you to step up. That's all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. So I thank you for sticking with you, my non-religious people. Like I said, there's a message in here. I know you may not be religious, but there's something in here. You've got to grow regardless. Whether you're religious or not, you've got to step up and head to the place where you're going to start fighting demons and then get to the place where you can choose different friends or have your friends find you. Because what happened is Jesus went on his journeys and he found his friends where he was going, not where he went. He found his friends where he was going, not from where he came from. He found the friends over here. And so that's all I want you to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Your friends are going to be here, whether you're religious or not. You've got to make decisions, and you got to have better choices. And you will find your friends where you're going to, and stop looking back at those friends who aren't willing to change. Now, keep them as acquaintances. That's okay, but don't let them stay around and as close as they used to be. Because if you let them stay, they're going to taint what you are trying to do. And that's all I have to do. Hey, that's all I got, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for coming with me on this journey. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Happy Monday. And yeah, I'll see you soon.